All right, we are continuing. I am continuing with my narration of B2, The Keep on the Borderlands. Keep this low. All right. I'm going to read from the module, the Kobold module, the Kobold Caves. And here are those Kobold Caves right here, which is Cave A. There's only 6 rooms to cover. It's actually quite short. I'm also going to be showing you a couple pages in the module that I won't be reading, but just to show you what's in the module, because I know not everybody has seen the module. And I'm also going to read to you what my revisions are of the Kobold Cave, at least some of it. I might not do all of it, but I'm going to just show you. It's not really a revision. It's like I'm going to flesh it out, basically. And it was for my campaign from way back. Anyway, hold on, and I'll call that up now. And as you're out in the wilderness, you are attacked by a giant cat that is bigger than the entire area. There he goes, trouncing through you. What would that be? A couple miles wide? Anyway, the Kobold Cave is detailed in this section here. And then in this section here, going from the top of the page down to where it says Orc Lair begins the next cave. So that's all that's included. But we have the wonderful wilderness map on page 15. Page 16 is the wonderful map of the keep. And then the next 2 pages are, again, for the beginning players. Around 1980, this game had just taken off in popularity, but a lot of people were new to the game. And so this module gives you all the information, because knowing that a lot of people don't have all the material, the books and things. Obviously, people did, but I like that it includes here your spells, and this is the basic system, so it's going to be much less detailed. The magic user spells for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level, which of course they can't get 3rd level spells until they get to 5th level, which isn't going to happen in this module unless you play for a extended period of time. And then clerics couldn't cast spells at 1st level, which that's why we never bothered really with basic. We preferred the advanced rules, because who wants to play a cleric when he can't cast spells until he gets to 2nd level? It's just kind of silly. But then you have this nice saving throw table that's included. And again, this is different from the advanced version. And then you have all of your supplies that you can buy. And again, these payments are different too. Plate mail, right here by my thumb, is only 50 gold. It would be 400 gold in advanced. And I was always confused why it only cost 50 gold and chainmail only cost 30 gold. It was 75 in advanced. So I didn't understand those, and so we just ignored those rules because we liked the advanced rules better. Then you also have, and this is really great for this module, you've got your wandering monster tables for when the party's 1 level below ground, 2 levels below ground, 3 levels below ground. That's interesting. I would have thought this was for the wilderness. I think you can. I'm not sure why they're doing the wandering monster table for below ground, because that wouldn't work for the caves. But anyway, that's included, along with turning undead, which was nice to have in the module, and then your what you needed to hit monsters, and what their armor class was based on the armor that they wore, and then finally what the monsters needed to hit you. So all of that is in this module too, which for people who had not played the game, here they have all the information they need for new, especially new dungeon masters who might not have everything available. So that's really cool. All right, let's read the Kobold Cave, and then I'll read to you what I did with it. All right. Kobold Lair. There is a 2 in 6 chance that as the group enters the cave-like tunnel 8 kobolds will come out from hiding in the trees above and attack first. Kobolds. Dex 13, again, I don't know why they include that. Armor class 7, hit die 1/2, hit points 3. 1 attack that does 1d4. Plus 3 on all saving throws except Dragon Breath. I'm not sure why that is, but okay. Each carries d8 silver pieces, which is not much at all. Note that 30 feet inside the entrance is a pit marked with the X. There is a 3 in 6 chance that each person in the front rank will fall in unless they are probing ahead. There is a 1 in 6 chance that individuals in the second rank will also fall in, but only if they are close to the first rank and the character ahead has fallen in. So not very likely. The pit is 10 feet deep, and those falling in will take 1 to 6 points of damage. That could kill a lot of people. It's very easy not to have 6 hit points in this game, in the basic game. The pit lid will close, and persons within cannot escape without aid from the outside. The noise will attract creatures from areas 1 and 2. Planks for crossing the pit are stored at number 1 beyond. I guess it's possible that you could die if you fell into a 10-foot pit, so I guess that kind of makes sense. It seems a little harsh, but who knows. Guard room. 6 kobold guards. The stats are the same as before. 2 attacks on first round as they have javelins to hurl. Each carries d6 silver pieces. 1 will run to alert area 4 and to alert areas 4 and 6. So that's smart. They're going to alert others, and they're not just going to be all waiting for the party to walk in and engage them. It makes much more sense that they would do this, especially seeing how weak kobolds are. They need all the help they can get. The guards will be alerted by loud noises or lights. Then the room off to the left, giant rats. Amidst garbage and waste, there are 18 giant rats, dexterity 8, armor class 7, hit die half, only 2 hit points each, doing 1 to 3 damage, 1 in 20 chance per wound caused that disease will result. I think that should be higher. I would make it 3 in 20. But that's just me. Starting 48 hours after infection, the disease will cause weakness for 1 week and end in death unless cured. These monsters are the pets of the kobolds, living off the garbage and waste of their hosts. They will turn the page. Let's see if I can get this where you can read it. Yeah. They will rush to the sound of the trapdoor closing or battle. They have nothing of value in their lair or on their bodies, but their leader, rat number 18, who will be at the back of the pack, a huge fellow, dex 12, armor class 5 due to speed and cunning, hit die 1-1, hit points 4, and what is the, if you go back to this table, you see that his attack roll, it's still 1-1. It's no different. So I'm not sure why they chose to give him a higher hit die since his attack is exactly the same. Anyway, he does 2 to 4 points of damage, so 1 to 3 plus 1. He wears a thin silver chain set with 5 small gems. Its jewelry value 400 gold pieces. Chain value 50 gold pieces, and each gem worth 50 gold pieces. The weight of a few rats will not trigger the pit trap, so they can run over it just fine. Room 3 is food storage room. The door is locked. This place contains various sorts of dried and salted meat, grain, and vegetables in sacks, boxes, barrels, and piles. There are also bits and pieces of past human victims. There is nothing of value here. Even the wine in a large cask is thin and vinegary. So low quality food. I would assume it's edible. Anyway, area 4, the guard room. Here are 3 very large kobold guards with chainmail and bows to fire down the passage at attackers. So that's dangerous. Anytime you've got missile fire at you, you could get killed. Their armor class is 5. I forget why. I don't know if he says why. But they have hit die 1 plus 1. which of course that means their attack, see you've got the 1+1 hit die, is 1 better. So they're a little tougher as my cats are running through my apartment now. The guards will hide behind the corner for cover, so all missiles fired at them will be at -2 to hit. Each carries an axe in his belt and a purse with 2d6 gold pieces. That's a lot of money for a kobold to carry. And then we have the Kobold Chieftain's Room. This huge kobold is equal to a 2-hit die monster. He has 8 hit points. I think that's a little low, but okay. Chainmail and shield, so his armor class is 4. Oh, is that why they wore chainmail? That's why their armor class was 5. Okay. So his is 4 because he has a shield. With a large gem on a great golden chain about his neck, worth 1,200 gold pieces. Geez, that's a lot of money. He has the key to the storage room, number 3. Yeah, so they can go drink that vinegary wine. Sure. He has the key. He hits for 2 to 8 points of damage with a large battle axe. So that's a lot. Let's see. Dex 12, armor class 4, hit die 2. You already said all that, so he's just repeating it. There are 5 female kobolds in the room also. Dexterity 10, pretty much their stats there is the same as a kobold. There are heaps of cloth and bits of battered furniture in the place. Hidden in an old blanket hanging on the wall are 50 gold pieces sewn into the hem. Each female has d6 gold pieces. Again, that seems like a lot. A locked chest holds 203 copper, 61 silver, and 22 electrum pieces. So that's not a lot of treasure for a guy that has how many gold pieces did he have on him? Well, regardless, he has gold pieces on him, and the guards had 2d6 gold. So I found it odd that treasure was as low as it was, considering the gold that these guys are carrying on their bodies. The common chamber, the bulk of the kobold tribe dwells here. There are 17 males, so this is crazy. With their stats the same. 23 females, so they have 2 hit points. So the males 3 hit points, the females 2 hit points, and 8 young who do not attack. If their caves are invaded, those able will help in its defense. Males have d6 silver pieces each, females d4 silver each, the young have nothing. Amidst the litter of cloth and bits of scraps of odds and ends, there is a piece of silk, worth 15 gold pieces. I think that's kind of neat. You put a small little piece of treasure like that. It's kind of an interesting thing. If the party does not search, it will not be located. Right. DM note, kobold losses will not be replaced, though injured kobolds will heal. If the attackers hurl oil at the kobolds, they will retreat if possible, rather than suffer damage. Should they have the opportunity to find any flasks of oil, the kobolds will use them against attacking characters. And that is the entire kobold cave. Now let me read to you. I won't put it on camera, but I'll just read to you what I did with it. Okay, I've put the camera on the kobold cave so you can see the caves as I'm reading for what I've written for their cave entrance and for their encounter here. These are notes for myself, obviously, as well. It says, kobolds are the weakest monsters here, but they're actually smarter than most of the other creatures that live here. That is just my version of the kobolds. And they will do their best to use that intelligence to their advantage, mostly by trying to avoid melee combat whenever possible. They won't fight to the death unless they have no choice. Instead, they'll flee, surrender, hide while they try to come up with new plans to defeat their foes. They will use missile weapons and retreat whenever possible. Rocks, arrows, knives, dirt, anything they can find to throw. They will throw flasks of oil and lit torches if they can ever get their hands on some. So my kobolds have 4 hit points instead of 3. I increased it by 1. And the females have 3 hit points. And then kids would have like 2 or 3. Okay. Treasure carried. Male kobolds carry D12 minus 4 copper pieces. So they might not have anything on them. Females carry D6 minus 2 copper pieces. So not as much as Gary's kobolds. Kobold surprise attack. As the party approaches Cave A, 8 will attack from a cluster of trees behind them. And then I have this thing I write out called combat strategy that will give me the information that I want for each encounter. And in this one I said they will first throw spears and rocks from above, +1 attack at the party's rear defense. The party suffers -1 attack, if not more, if they try to attack the kobolds in the trees due to higher ground, and the kobolds get +2 a +2 bonus to their armor class as well due to the cover provided. After each kobold throws 1 spear and then 2 rocks in the next round, they will either jump down and attack in melee or flee. If any have been wounded, they will most likely flee. If they can't flee to their cave, they will flee to Area D, the Goblin Cave, but they won't enter. Instead, they will cry out and hope the goblins inside come out. 50% chance that the 6 wandering goblins come out. There's a wandering goblin thing in the module. If the goblins come out, they will attack the party and the kobolds will help them, hoping this will help keep the goblins from attacking them later. But the moment 1 kobold falls in battle, the rest will flee to their cave or east and attempt to hide in the thick forest. They can move through this area faster than humans. If they are able to flee to their lair, the guards at Area 1 will be ready for them, while 1 goes to warn the others. So the pit. This pit has a swinging trap door which closes after someone falls in, making it very difficult to get out from the inside. This swinging door will cut the falling damage in half. That was my interpretation. I felt it would be less. Rounded up, D6 divided by 2. The first ones to walk over it must make a dex save, blah, 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 to avoid. Okay. A very small, light person might not trigger the trap, like giant rats. In the alcove, 6 kobolds stand guard here. They will not notice a quiet party with dim light, as they're not paying attention very well, but are resting or snacking. They will, however, be alerted by lights or sounds, or if anyone falls into the pit, in which case they will throw spears and then move to attack, while 1 runs to warn areas 4 and 6. The rats from Area 2 arrive in 2 rounds after someone falls into the pit or from the sounds of battle. The kobolds flee to Area 6 as soon as one of them falls in battle. Lying on an angle across the back wall are 2 12-foot-long wooden planks used to cross the pit. 1 kobold will not trigger the pit. If areas 4 and 6 are alerted, they will not come, but will be ready and thus can't be surprised. The kobolds at Area 4 will try to set up a surprise attack ambush, while the kobold chief and his females will watch through the open door to their room, Area 5, and attempt to surprise as well. Area 2 is the garbage room, living off the garbage and waste of the kobolds. Dead bodies are thrown here as well. Our 13 giant rats. Did I change it from 18 to 13? I don't know why. Maybe that was just a mistake. Who will rush to investigate the sound of the trapdoor closing or of battle. Room description. Nothing but waste and garbage in this foul-smelling room. The rats are the kobolds' pets, and they also serve as garbage disposal. 2 dead humans have been thoroughly eaten here and are unrecognizable except for their bones and skulls. Amidst the pile of garbage and bones are 17 copper coins. But searching through all this filth will increase the % chance of contracting a disease, similar to like when the rats bite and you can catch a disease. Combat strategy. The big rat will always be at the back of the pack in such circumstances. It would take the weight of 4 rats to trigger the trap door. The big rat counts as 2 rats. Unless something scares them off, rats usually don't flee. They just keep biting because they're hungry. So I have 12 giant rats with 4 hit points, and their bite is a 15% chance of causing disease, and they do D3 damage. And the big rat, I've given 8 hit points, so a little bit more, and chance of getting disease from him is 25%. The big rat wears a thin silver chain set with 5 small gems worth 10 silver pieces each. Total value 100 silver. So I knocked that down a little bit. The food storage room, the store is not locked. The room contains 7 sacks, 3 boxes. I didn't see why it would be locked. Maybe it should be. 3 boxes and 4 barrels. The sacks contain vegetables, grain, bread, and cheese, all of low quality but edible. The boxes contain salted meat and the barrels contain water, but one contains wine. While the food stored here is edible, no one will pay them anything for it. Even the wine is thin and vinegary. Okay, area 4. This is where you have your 3 kobold guards in chainmail with short swords and bows. Stand guard here. Room description. A torch in the northwest corner provides enough light to play games. There is a small table with 6 small chairs in the northwest corner. Here the kobolds pass the time eating and drinking while playing cards or dice. The cards are sort of crummy, but the dice are in decent shape. There are 4 6-siders, 2 8s, 10s, and 20s. Food from the storage room is here, along with a cask of wine poured in 3 crude mugs. Low quality by human standards, delicious by kobolds. On a shelf 3 feet high on the north wall are more mugs, a crude pitcher, and 2 crude plates. 2 more sets of dice, a dead rat, a normal-sized rat, a small empty sack, it appears empty, and more food. Combat strategy. If they were alerted, the kobold from Area 1 will be here as well. The guards will hide behind the corner for cover. 1 in the northwest corner and 1 by the door to Area 5, and 1 in between them. See the map. Giving them 50% cover. The middle guard only has 25% cover and fire arrows. Once the party melees with them, the other kobold will try to make rear attacks, while the more powerful guards try to move around so that the kobold chief and females can come out and attack from behind or at least make flank attacks. After 1 round of melee, the females from Area 5 come out and attack. 1 or 2 rounds after that, the kobold chief emerges. If the battle turns, they will attempt to flee to the exit. If the kobold chief falls, they will all flee for their lives. These kobold guards are, then the stats, they're basically the same, a little different. Kobold chieftain's room. This is the quarters of Gerlach. I had to name him. The kobold chief and his 5 females. Gerlach is a huge kobold standing over 4 feet tall, and he's almost as strong as a bugbear. He wears chainmail armor and uses both hands to wield his battle axe. Room description. In the northeast corner are heaps of cloth, bedding. All the furniture here is battered and not in the best of shape. A table with 6 chairs is in the southwest corner, just like the one in Area 4. On the south wall is a shelving unit that holds the same as Area 4, some filthy combs and brushes, plus a dagger, 2 torches with flint and steel, and a human skull, a victim of the chief. The shelves are full of dirty kobold clothes. There's a broken mirror on the wall behind it, cracked in several places, which the females use. Gerlach, I gave him 12 hit points. Level 2 monster. Does D8 plus 2 with his battle axe, because he's as strong as almost as strong as a bugbear, so I give him a plus 2 damage bonus. He has a 16 strength, 14 dex, 13 constitution, 9 intelligence, which is a little higher than the kobolds. The kobolds I gave an 8 intelligence and a 7 wisdom. He has a 9 intelligence and an 8 wisdom, and a 7 charisma. He wears a chainmail and battle axe. Treasure carried. And the females they just have a knife that does D3 minus 1. It's a poor quality knife, but it really does 1 to 2 points of damage. Gerlach has 32 copper pieces and 9 silver pieces in a small belt pouch. Now, I use a silver standard, so that's effectively 32 silver and 9 gold. That's effectively what's there. He wears a great golden chain about his neck that has a large gem on it. Value 200. It's, hidden in his boot is the key to the locked chest. 5 female kobolds each have D4 plus 4 copper and D3 silver. So that would be silver and gold for normal means. Remember, my campaign, I changed it to a silver standard. I think I've said it before this video. Treasure. Hidden under the heaps of cloth is a small sack with 30 silver pieces in it and a small locked chest. The chief has the key. Inside the locked wooden chest are 203 copper pieces and 81 silver pieces. 6A, the common chamber. The rest of the kobold tribe lives here. I knocked it down 12 males, 12 females, 18 young, and the young don't fight. Room description. Heaps of cloth are all over the place, providing beds for everyone. There's 6 battered shelving units along the east wall, containing clothes, along with the usual junk. Several dead rats are either on or in the shelves. Normal rats, not giant rats. In the middle are 4 crude tables, each with 6 battered chairs. On the table are the usual battered mugs, plates, a pitcher, along with some cards and dice. 48 copper pieces total can be found on these tables. Combat strategy. If alerted, the females will guard the young in the back, hopefully hidden in the darkness. The males will hide on both sides of the entrance, with most on the south end. They will throw rocks down the corridor, 20-foot range, and then attempt to surround the party. The females will then engage them as well, from all sides. And then I decided to give the kobolds, because they're a little smarter than everyone else, and because they're so small, they need to find ways to survive. I called this their biting and disarming technique. The kobolds will attempt to grab them, overwhelming them with numbers, while others try to stab them. One will bite while another will try to take their weapon. If the bite attack is successful, and it's only successful if skin is exposed. Let's see here. What did I say? There's a normal text makes them. They can drop their weapon unless they make a strength saving throw. So that's what they're trying to do there. Without the bite, this will only work if at least 4 kobolds are okay. Without the bite, there's the chance of them dropping a weapon is a lot less. It's very unlikely. This will only work. This is a technique of theirs if at least 4 kobolds are attacking one person, as they are clawing and grabbing in addition to biting and attacking. Even if this doesn't work, the person so attacked suffers penalties to their attack and defense due to the grabbing and biting. I said -2 penalties. Treasure. Amidst the litter of cloth and bits of scraps of garbage, there is a very nice piece of silk worth 50 silver pieces, which will only be found if the party specifically searches through all the beds. A general search will not find it. So I made the silk a little bit more, but that's, the amount that you decide for the treasure. Sometimes you should increase it, sometimes you decrease it. That's just up to you. It doesn't really matter that much. But that's what I did with the Kobold Cave, trying to make it a little more interesting as far as like the descriptions to describe to the players what they see. So it's not just a room, a 20 by 30 room or a 20 by 20 room, but by putting little items of detail in the description, it gives the players a visual to look at, and it gives me a visual, which helps me too. So I hope you enjoyed my description of the Kobold Cave, and the next time we'll do Cave B, the Orc Cave. Talk to you all later.